for that one. But what we're going to show you today here is some recording that I was able to take while we were mixing feed. So should be some pretty cool shots along the way. So in between, I wanted to leave it unedited, so that in between there's going to be some pretty boring and slow spots. So in between, I'm going to comment and stuff, so that way it's not super boring for y'all. So before we get too far in the video here, I want to do a quick shout out to my girlfriend Aubrey for making the new logo that you guys saw. I think that's a pretty cool logo, and I'm looking forward to be able to see how the channel grows here, because it seems like we're on a little bit of a growth spurt. So as we get started here in the video, you'll see Duke and I are working on pulling out the mixer tractor and the bucket tractor, which is what the camera's on. So when this video was recorded, my parents were actually on vacation, so it was just me and Duke mixing feed and stuff. So gonna get the tractor rolled out here and keep started on the rest of mixing feed. So a couple general things I guess I could talk about as we're rolling the tractor out to get started mixing feed. It takes us about 2.5 to 3 hours to mix and feed. I talked about this a little bit in the video. We do 4 mixers every day for our cows. So there's 2 cow mixers that are for the cows that are currently being milked, and then we do a dry cow mixer, which is for the cows that are dried off at the moment and not milking, and then we have a heifer mixer, which is for our young animals that haven't had their first calf yet. So we're going to get parked here with the bucket tractor outside of our shed here. We got to put a few smaller ingredients that aren't quite as big in proportion as some of the other stuff in quick. So the first thing that we're going to put in here is a couple bags of soy flour and some cornstarch. So those are 2 things that we use to help make it so we don't have to use so many of other ingredients like shell corn and some protein that we use. Those things are a little bit more pricier, so these are ways to make it so we can make our ration a little bit cheaper and stuff, so it's not quite so expensive. And then there's one more thing that we're putting in. It's a smaller mineral. It's just 3 pounds of it that we put in to help with our cows and not making it so they don't have upset stomachs and stuff when some things are quite perfect in the ration, because cows are really picky when it comes to feed if you want them to do really good. So that's kind of the stuff that we put in there. So we're going to get started here. We're going to roll back and dump some stuff into the mixer here. So the first couple things that we're going to put in the mixer are pretty dusty, so you might not be able to see a bunch, but don't get discouraged or don't click off the video right away. There's some pretty cool shots later once we get into some of the ingredients that aren't so dusty and stuff. And if you guys are interested in kind of seeing how our mixer works, make sure to stick around to the end of the video, because you can see actually the mixer doing its work when feed in the mixer. So we got that first bucket in the mixer. Now we're going to go driving off and grab our second ingredient that we're putting in. So this ingredient is what we call a distiller. So basically, we get this from an ethanol plant that's about 15 miles down the road from us. And basically what this is a byproduct of corn that gets used to make into ethanol. So this is something that would pretty much get wasted, but we are able to find a use for it and put it into our mixers and feeding our cows here. So dumping that in here. Like I said, this is kind of dusty too. So this we use about 300 pounds of. So compared to some other things that we're going to be putting in the mixer later, it's not a huge amount, but it's enough where it can be useful and help keep down the cost once again, because this is another one of those things where, like I talked about before with the ingredients, it's kind of, we use it. We don't necessarily have to use it, but we like to use it to try to keep the cost down as much as possible. So put that little bit in the mixer, and we're going to dump the extra that I have in the bucket off, and we'll grab our second ingredient. So these first two ingredients are in our shed that we have here. We call it commodity shed. So the first ingredient I called distillers, I said we get that from a ethanol plant, like I said before, so that we just auger in there. And then the second thing that we're getting here out of the commodity shed is a protein that we get from Vital Plus. So they bring that once a week for us, so that way we never run out of that stuff. So we're going to put the protein in here. So the protein does about the same thing as the distillers. It's helps get the cows nutrients and helps get milk, make them produce milk. So the reason we could just do all of this protein if we want to, but it's a little pricier, which is just fine. It's just how it works. But we can use the distillers as kind of a byproduct of the protein. It does the same thing. You can't use quite as much of it and completely replace it, but it makes it so we can use that distillers, which is a little bit cheaper, to help negate some of the cost of the protein. So that's kind of why we use this. So we're going to move on into the next couple ingredients in our mixer here. So for this protein that we're putting in here, the mixer, the amount of that we use is 1,100 pounds. So everything that we do with feeding is weighed, and that's how we determine how much we put in. So I'll explain that maybe in a different video because it probably isn't the easiest to explain with the footage I have here. So now we're moving on to grabbing our next ingredient, which is shell corn. So I've explained this, I think, a little bit, maybe not the best, in other videos when I record us actually harvesting this shell corn. But basically what shell corn is you take the kernels off the cob and you grind it up, and that's basically all it is. It's called high moisture corn because instead of when you combine corn and sell it as just the kernel, it's a little bit higher moisture compared to that, so that's why it's called high moisture corn. So we're gonna scoop some of that up here, and Duke's gonna drive the mixer down a little bit so that way I don't have to drive so far, and we'll dump some of this into the mixer for that. So we're working on dumping this high moisture corn into the mixer here. So I guess a little bit more information on the equipment that we use for mixing feeds. So the tractor that this is being recorded off of is a New Holland T6 tractor with a loader in the front. So that's all that is really. And then the other tractor that you saw with the mixer is a John Deere 4430. It's a it's an older tractor, but works really good for what we're doing. And then the mixer that we have there is a Supreme T900. So it's a pretty decent sized mixer for what we have. Maybe a little big, but it's an upgrade from our old mixer, which was a T500. I actually made a video about that about a year ago when we got this new mixer. The old mixer just wasn't big enough for us. We were really maxing out. So this mixer is about the right size for us, where we can easily mix the load sizes we need, and it's not too big for the mixer. So just putting the last shell corn into here right now. So we put about 2,500 pounds of shell corn into the mixer there. So gonna go dump the extras of that off, and then we're gonna get into our next ingredient, which is haylage. This stuff kind of is like grass, where it regrows in the summer and we can cut it multiple times, but it has a lot more nutrients than grass. So this is going to be one of the ingredients where it's going to take a little bit to fill the mixer. It's actually weighs less in total than the shell corn, but in total that we need for the mixer, but it just weighs less, so you have to do more scoops to get the same amount of weight as you would for shell corn. So maybe I'll let you guys watch a couple scoops, and then I'll catch back up to you here in a little bit while we're driving around. So for those of you kind of interested, or just some more information for you guys, the hay that we're currently feeding right now is a mixture of our first crop and our fifth crop. The reason I say it's a mixture is we originally filled this bunker completely full of hay, our first cutting of hay, and then we fed some of it up, and then we put fourth crop in at the end. But at this point, where we are in the bunker, we actually had fourth crop that went on top of our first crop because we just had so much haze. So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So just put the last bucket of hay into the mixer, and we're going to dump the extra out and head up to our corn pile. So like I said, we're going up to our corn silage pile next. So during the winter, that's our last ingredient for the mixer that we're going to have. So during the summer, we normally put one more thing in, which is whey, which is a byproduct of cheese. So the tanks that are directly in front of you right now are what we store that in. So we normally use that to help make it so we don't have to use so much shell corn and hay during the summer, but that is a liquid, so it does freeze in the winter, so that does not work out too well. So that's why those tanks are currently empty. So like I said, we're going to head up to our corn silage pile and get the last ingredient of our mixer in. Also, to fill some time while we're driving up to our corn pile, I have a new thing that I'm going to be doing on the channel here pretty soon. I don't want to give up the secret, but if you guys have any questions about the farm or anything that we really do, I'd like to let you guys know. I would like if you could leave those in the comment, because we're going to do something where we can easily answer those pretty in-depth and stuff. So just if you get any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll get around to answering them in a new way here that I'm hoping will be somewhat exciting. I guess we'll never know until we actually release it. But yeah, we're going to get up to our corn silage pile here right now and get the last ingredient put in our mixer here. So it's up the hill a little ways, which is why we have two people help do mixing feeds. Some farms we actually get made fun of that by some of our friends that are also farmers. You guys need two people to mix feed, but they don't understand how walking up a hill and down a hill a bunch of times on the farm is kind of annoying. So it's just easier if you have a second person. Maybe we're just lazy. I don't know. But getting our first scoop of corn silage here. So unlike the high moisture corn that I was talking about earlier, this corn silage here is a whole plant of corn. So the cob and then all the stalk too. So that's a little bit different. To explain the difference for you guys here, so we're going to dump our first bucket into the mixer right now. So I was talking earlier how you should stick around the end of the video to see how the mixer actually works, and you'll be able to see a pretty good shot of it here in a sec when we dump this bucket into the mixer. But it's basically how the mixer works is you got those augers, you can kind of see them there spinning around, and basically what that does is once you get all your ingredients in there, you turn a PTO on, and those augers spin there, and it mixes all the feed together. And people question really how well that works, but we've found that it works actually really well getting the feed mixed together, because you want the feed mixed real well so that way all the cows are getting the same amount, and not that one cow is getting a mouthful of feed that has a bunch of corn and doesn't have a bunch of hay or any of the other minerals and stuff. So you want to make it so all the cows have a consistent feed ration that they're getting. So scooping up another bucket here, and you'll be able to see those augers rotating again here in a sec. Also, one last thing here that you can see is what we do to prepare the feed to be mixed. So you guys might be wondering how we can get feed loosely and easily scooped up like this when it gets packed in so tight. That's how you keep the air and out of the feed and stuff in the rest of the pile. But what we do is Duke goes along. He does this most of the time, and we have a defacer. And what that does is it shreds the feed off of the tightly packed feed face, and it makes it into a nice pile for the bucket tractor to easily scoop up. So that's one thing. I might not have explained it the best, but I can maybe show you guys in another mixing video if you guys enjoy this one and explain that a little bit better. Hopefully my voice hasn't been too annoying during this video, so I figured it'd be kind of boring if you guys just sat there and watched a video in silence, so I figured I could at least talk a little bit in the background, but maybe you guys will just mute out the sound and just watch the video, because my voice is a little annoying, but that's all right as long as you're watching. So we're just about done here putting feed in. So I never said how much of the hay we put in. We put about 2,000 pounds of hay in. And then the corn is the biggest ingredient size, and that's 4,500 pounds. So definitely the biggest part of the ration right now. So yeah, in the last bucket here, a couple cool shots along the way where you can kind of see the texture of the feed and stuff. It's pretty cool, I think. But yeah, we're just getting finished here. In total, took us about 20 minutes to do the cow mixer here, so not the easiest mixer to mix. It's probably the second easiest, I'd say. The shortest one we mix is the drag cow. That one's the smallest. And the cow mixers and the heifer mixers are about the same size, kind of depending on how much the cow's are eating. So just getting the last of this extra bucket dumped out quick, and we'll kind of call it good and get the mixer ran out for the cows to eat. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and hopefully this is somewhat knowledgeable and cool for you guys to watch. So we'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good day.